Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking our G80 M3 to Santa Pod to get some quarter mile times. Now, the car didn't look quite like this. This has been filmed after the day because we were just so busy. We took the F90, we took the G80. We also had the Eventuri Huracan there, and Hamza was there with his M140i, so we were doing some data logging with him as well. So, you know, when we buy a new car, we like to get the base performance measurements done. So we've done dynos on this, we've done 100 to 200 runs, 60 to 130 runs, done quarter miles on the road, but really we need to take the car to the strip to see what the baseline performance is. So we run the car stock. We also had the prototype Eventuri intake with us, which is 3D printed, not the final version, but something that's going to be close to the release, printed in 3D plastic. And we got some data for that. So let's see how we got on the day. Just lining up for the first run in the G80 M3. So we haven't actually bought this to a drag strip at all. Foolishly, we filled the tank up about a week ago, thinking we'd be using the car, and we weren't. So today it's just going to be getting some good before and afters. Yep. Sorry. Oh, back one. Sorry. Getting some good before and afters for the intake. Oh, struggling for grip there. Not bad though. Run, so we haven't had any heat in the tyres apart from what the ambient is doing, and the quarter mile is 12.03, so that's not bad at all considering the heat today, and a full tank of fuel on the first run, so I'd expect that to drop into the high 11s. And yeah, it's 26 degrees as well today, so that's not bad actually for the first run. We'll go around again and see if I can get some consistent runs in, and then we'll use that as a baseline, switch the intake over to the prototype Eventuri intake, and then run it again. Okay, now we're finally lining up for the second run. So interestingly, the launch control starts off in second gear. Got it bogged down a bit there. It felt like that first launch was a little bit better. This one felt like it bogged down a little bit. But we'll have a look at what the draggy is saying. 12.04, so quite repeatable. Let's see what the trap speed is saying. Felt about the same, 197 kilometers an hour. Okay, cool. I'll do a couple more if it's consistently that, then we'll use that as our baseline. So we've done 2 runs now. Draggy recorded 12.03 and 12.04, and Santa Pod official timing gear registered 12.0 dead for both the runs, so I can say it's pretty consistent. We're lining up against the Eventuri Huracan this time. I think that's got the intake on it now, so it'd be interesting to see what that does. But yeah, I mean, it launches fairly consistently. It didn't feel like it got a good launch last time, but it was pretty decent. Certainly felt faster.
うん。
yeah, definitely hooked up a lot better there. So tyres must have some heat in them. It did feel like it was bogged down in one of the previous ones, so that's fairly decent considering it is now 26 degrees outside and we've got a full tank of fuel. Very decent. Not sure where that extra 0.25 came from. I haven't looked at my 60 foot, but it certainly felt like the car didn't bog on the launch. So I think it felt like I had the launch control set for a bit longer, so I was probably able to build up a bit of boost because the lights didn't change as quick as normal, so I was probably holding on the launch control a bit longer than normal. Let's try again. Okay. So it's very consistent again, so that's twice I've done that now. So let's go around and see if I can get that close to it a third time, and that will then be our baseline. But interestingly, it felt like it did something a bit weird between 3 and 4, but it was still quick. Okay, I'm going to see if I can repeat the 11.7 again, and if I'm happy that it's there or thereabouts, then we will swap the intake over and then run the car again. But I'm actually surprised it's done 11.75 in these conditions. It's amazing if you consider I probably did 11.4 in the F90 when it was brand new in very similar heat. It might have been a bit warmer. It just shows you how much grip this car has for a rear-wheel drive car. It's insane. Okay. Let the Huracan stage up and then go. I'll take that. So it's been 11.75, 11.74, 11.76. So on the draggy, so I think that's as consistent as you can get. I'm really impressed. So I'm going to go back to the pits now and we'll swap the intake over.
Ryan Little. Yoga.
'Kay, so we've just put the intake on and I'm gonna do a couple more runs. It did take 2 runs to warm up the tyres last time, so we'll see what happens. But once the tyres were warm, it was very, very consistent. I was actually pretty impressed with those 11.74s and 5s. Let me just turn stop off, it's getting annoying. So launch launches very, very well on here. It'd be interesting to see what I can do on a normal road surface, because sometimes Santapods are not the best for launching, but it's pretty good. I'll check out the 0-60 times later as well. Let's see what we can do. There we go. Yeah, a lot of wheel spin there. Lot of wheel spin, but that should have warmed the old tyres up. Check the time anyway, but I expect it to be slower. 12 yeah, so similar to what we did before. And what's that? Ambient is 26 degrees now, so yeah, it's a little bit warmer as well. Go back around again. Better, but still felt like it was bogging on the line a little bit, so it's probably enough to get some heat in the tyres. Yeah, 11.96, so kind of similar to what we did on the first 2 runs last time. I'll go back round again and see if I can get a better launch. So we're lining up for our 3rd run now. Again, same pattern as in the morning. The first run had quite a bit of wheel spin. The second run felt like it was bogging down slightly. So hopefully the tyres are warmed up now, so we can get some consistent runs in. So at the moment it's improving every run. Stage up. There we go. So yeah, we have improved slightly. What's the terminal speed? 122.7. So we were on the line a little bit there, but we've broken a little bit. So into the times. So Matt just messaged me on Santapod official timing gear, which we're always going to take because it's professional timing gear used for drag events. We just did 11.57, so that's almost a 2/10 improvement with just the intake, which I'm really happy about. So I'll go back round again and do 2 more runs and see if we can consistently do. Okay. Just really impressed with the way this thing launches. It's a stock car, it's amazing, and the fact that it's rear-wheel drive and has that much power. Okay, let's go. Felt like a bit of wheel spin there. Slightly faster time at 11.7 dead, but we'll see what the official timing gear is saying. There seems to be a bit of a discrepancy between them now, but we'll always take the official timing gear over dragging. Yeah, so 11.6. So there is a discrepancy between the two, so that's fairly consistent. Go around, do one more, but I could feel there was wheel spin on that run for sure compared to the 11.57 we did. Feel a little bit better off the line there. Didn't bog and didn't spin, so the quarter mile time's showing a lot slower. So I don't know if I broke the line a bit early. It should have been 11.7 again, but also this intake is made out of complete 3D printed plastic. It's not high temp or anything, so we're not expecting it to be shielding the heat as well as carbon fiber does. So at this stage, any improvement we get, that will be improved on when the kit is actually made out of carbon fiber, because this does heat soak quite badly. So I'm gonna leave this as my final run now. There's no queue, so I can go all the way around. God, I love test and tune day. Could never do this on the wrong what you brung day. Okay, come on, give me a good launch, or consistent one at least. There we go. No, just give me wheel spin now. It hasn't actually given me a good launch compared to what I was doing before. So I don't know if they've done something to the truck. Yeah, it's gone back to what I was doing before. I'll give it one more go and then we'll see what's what. Okay. Still feels like it's spinning, which is strange. Draggy's well off now, so I'll just wait and see what Matt says when he messages me. Yeah, it's gone. I think that's probably it now because of heat, so we'll call it a day there. So that was an absolutely fantastic day worth of testing for the G80. It was very hot on that day. The car also had a full tank. So first couple of runs, 12-second dead. Once the tyres had some heat in them, I did 11.74 and 11.72. So very, very consistent for a car with rear-wheel drive. It gets off really well with the launch control. They've managed to work the launch control really well in this car compared to some of their previous rear-wheel drive cars. So really happy with that as a baseline. As you saw, we did have the prototype Eventuri intake. So we're not going to show you that in more detail yet. We want to wait until we're closer to release, but we will have a full development series on that intake, so watch out for that, and the first episode will be coming soon. So did 11.72 completely stock, and then we did 11.57 with the Eventuri prototype intake. Remember, that intake is printed out of plastic It's not very heat resistant, so I expect the finished version in carbon to perform much better. But the difference in the ET was interesting also. So the fastest terminal speed we got was 122 stock, and we did get 123 miles an hour with the Eventuri intake. So really happy with that baseline testing and looking forward to bringing you guys more on that. But as I said, in stock form, this car for rear-wheel drive is performing absolutely amazingly. I did mention we had our F90 at the test and tune day also. We were literally just going to see if we could get 9s, and we couldn't just because it was too hot. We were getting low 10s again, but the IATs were going crazy high, so we kind of gave up in the middle of the day and concentrated on getting some baseline times for this. So we're not going to be tuning this car because it's rear-wheel drive, and I don't think it's quite worth putting all that power through the rear wheels. We have ordered a four-wheel drive M4, and that's going to be coming in a couple of months, and as soon as that one lands, that is the one we're going to concentrate tuning on. But for now, this car is being used for the Eventuri development, and also we developed the MSS suspension on this. So next thing for this car will be the full Eventuri carbon fiber system, so watch out for the updates on that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you liked the video, please remember to smash that like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. If you want to join the conversation, please drop a comment below and we'll try our best to respond to you. If you want to watch more of this project, you can do so over here. If you want to watch what YouTube thinks you might like from our other content, you can do so over here.